I'm gonna correct myself about the traits. In my opinion, I would use different traits in base on what gun I'm using. When I'm using medium, small, light and short, prefer to go professional, fearless and reliable. When I go shells, either heavy or long, I go reliable, paranoid and fearless. If I'm using something like a Caldwell or like something that has a faster reloading speed, I normally use paranoid, fearless and lone wolf. Now we can start on the perks. Sovereign ability is a throwable spectral dagger. These daggers summon some spectral blades that launches themselves to enemies, marking them. Purple circle appears on a marked enemy. Marked enemies upon dying is turned into a purple ghost. There isn't a limit on how many you can have. An important change of your perk is that your shove changes and you start to use a dagger to shove instead of your heads. This different shove marks enemies and makes them a ghost when they're dead. When a marked enemy turns into a ghost, some spectral blades appear where he died, marking more enemies. It is recommended to get 2 sovereigns in a team, allowing them to make huge armies of ghosts. You can use any type of ammo in my opinion. Immolator ability is to incinerate everything around him, including himself. Its fires buffs him and his teammates, but it adds 50% of the overheat percentage. Having percentage that if you reach 100 you will overheat and die. Immolator's ability variant is when you hold F instead of just pressing it. You will start throwing fire out of your mechanical arm, just like a flamethrower. It adds 2% per tick, and it increases to 9% per tick once you use it for enough time. It's mostly a support perk and...
Objection!
But what? What do you mean? This isn't even a court.
Despicable. You deem yourselves worthy of a challenge. Allow me to execute you on your folly.
Continuing, it's really good to use shells since immolators cannot aim.
Sentry going up!
ZEALOT ability is to create a turret that comes with a shield and it has a durability that decreases when it takes damage. Its ability variant makes you create a shield that you hold, insta-parrying enemies once they hit you. It has the same durability of the turret. Once you take enough damage, the shield goes down. It also makes you really tanky with more HP and resistance. There's a lot of ways to use it, but during waves, place a turret close to the container. Try to get a cross-linker to make enemies stuck while the turret does its job. MINDFLAYER ability is to throw a little spider that performs lobotomy on the NPC, making him your servant. If you press F, you will throw a spider, not with so much range but stays longer before disappearing. If you hold F, it will throw a spider that disappears faster but you throw in a longer range than normal. Spiders perform a lobotomy on an NPC, but not on shadows nor bosses, sadly. The perk reduces handcrafting costs, turning it from 5 scraps for each craft to 2 scraps. being really useful to craft devices, punches, or even card drops. Prophet ability is when you hold F, it marks loot for you. You can see marked items behind walls. If you M1 while holding F, you will scan the area you were pointing at. It marks enemies and loot, allowing for you and your team to loot easily. Lazarus' ability is to shut a beam above allies and yourself. If it lands on an enemy, it will deal damage and stun them. The beam buffs are the following. It negates cripple and fracture, grants a 25% resistance buff, negates bleeding and artery. It's good to know that it does not remove artery, it just deactivates it while the Lazarus buff is active. A good way to use is to buff frontliners and yourself by shooting the ground during waves. You don't use a gun with this perk, since if you take damage while holding one, you drop the guns, so make a good melee for you.